With the World Cup just few months apart, today we will stir the pot with some known and lesser speculated conspiracy theories involving the competition. Straight into the mystery then. The Wembley final can go down easily as one of the most controversial World Cup finals till date. In the final, West Germany and England faced off for then Jules Rimet Cup. West Germany took the lead through Haller, but an inspired Joe first equalized with a towering header. The match looked won by the hosts after a 78-minute lead, but the never-say-die Germans equalized in the 89th minute. Then came one of the most chaotic 6.5 minutes of the game as Hurst shot cannoned off the crossbar and dropped on the line. The officials gave the goal after some deliberation, but the replay suggests that the ball was not completely over the line. More conspiracy fueled, indicating that it went just according to the plan of Englishman Sir Stanley Rouse, who was the president of FIFA at the time. Had the goal line technology been there, it wouldn't have gone home. Sorry, England. After the death of Argentine President Juan Perón, Jorge Rafael Videla made a military coup to take charge of the nation. Despite the volatile political situation in the nation, Argentina hosted the World Cup in the summer of 1978. They went on to win it after numerous questionable calls. In the second round, the set of fixtures saw Brazil beat Poland 3-1, which only meant Argentina knew a 4-0 score would be enough to reach the final, who played later in that day. Surprisingly, Argentina went on to win 6-0, with the Argentine-born Peruvian goalkeeper letting in some dubious ones. In the final, Argentina won 3-1 versus the total football of Netherlands, who on paper were odds-on favourite to lift the cup. Brazil versus Argentina has been the premium fixture in international football as the most intense rivalries of all. When the Selecao met the Albiceleste in 1990 World Cup round of 16, the challengers flew in from all angles. On the 81st minute, Maradona found Claudio Caniggia, who brilliantly rounded the keeper to open the scoring. Just minutes after that, Ricardo Gomes was sent off, but that was not the biggest talking point of the game. Brazil accused that left-back Branco was given a spiked water by one of the Argentine physios during the break in the game. Branco told his teammates about his tipsy feeling, but it was too late to stop a rampaging Maradona, who took on 3 defenders to set up the winning goal. The controversy later on was fueled by the Argentina's coach at the competition, Carlos Bilardo, who said, "I'm not saying it didn't happen," in an interview in 2005. 1998 World Cup had a way bigger influence that transcended the boundaries of the football pitch. France at the time was a country ravaged by social and political turmoil, with racism being a huge factor. The diversity in the French population was furthermore engulfed in hatred when the Parisians met Marseille in the Le Classique. Newly elected FIFA president Sepp Blatter saw this as an opportunity to stamp a greater nationalist perspective in France. Mysteriously, Ronaldo fell sick the day before the final. Nike, being Ronaldo's sponsor at the time, did not want to miss out on the global exposure in the final, as direct market rival was the kit sponsor of the French national team. An email written by a source at TV Globo stated that Brazil sold the World Cup to FIFA for a fee of $23 million. A deal was struck to let France take the glory and help the French people forget their social problems. FIFA promised Brazil that they will have an easier group and a pathway leading to the finals of 2002 World Cup, and that Brazil will host a World Cup in the next decade. World Cup winner of 2002 Brazil, 2014 World Cup host Brazil. Now you can let your imagination run wild. When Japan and South Korea co-hosted the 2002 World Cup, eyebrows were raised, despite FIFA's message of global expansion. South Korea had a fairy tale run to the semi-final, disposing Portugal, Italy, Spain before eventually losing to Germany. South Korea versus Italy was the game that stood out the most, as the Italians were left speechless after another questionable calls from the referee. The David versus Goliath story is a reflection of the bravery of the underdogs, but in this case, it was more of a farce. VAD opened the scoring, but then the hosts miraculously recovered as all the calls went against the Italians. The host restored parity on 88th minute. Totti was sent off in the first half of the extra time, and South Korea scored on 116th minute to knock out Italy. And that concludes our show, a controversial one this time. If you have enjoyed the video, leave us a like and comment down your theories of such nature and hot takes. Subscribe if you don't want us to open the Pandora's box on you. Bye bye for now.